Anyway, it's a pretty big thing anyway. I was only thinking, how many people here are celebrating their anniversary of their baptism today? The date they were baptised. Eh? How many people are celebrating their birthdays today? Anyone celebrating their birthday? No, I wouldn't put my hand up, I tell you, but anyway. But I bet we all know our date of our birthdays. Some of us are probably trying to forget about it. But I bet you not so many of us know the date of our baptism. Do people know the date of their baptism? Yeah. I'm sure some of you do. I'm sure you had to see your certificate, baptismal certificate, before you started your preparation for this sacrament. Is that right, Father James? Hmm? They had to get their baptismal certificate?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Right. I hope they did. Anyway. The reason why I'm highlighting it so much is because they say for us Christians, the two most important days in our life are our birthday and baptismal day. And we probably all celebrate our birthdays, but few of us celebrate our baptismal day. And I must admit, over the years, I've been to many baptisms, both family ones and friends ones, and part of baptismal things. And I didn't think so much about it till I got caught up in a controversy over a baptistry, over the location of a baptistry in the church. I wonder if Father James would be game enough to move the baptistry from over there into the foyer of the church. You reckon you'd be game enough to move it?
I'd have to consult the people of God.
I bet you get bashed up. I tell you what, I got bashed up, but I had the previous parish priest pushing me to do it, and at Kingsgrove. At any rate, the long and the short of it was, this is going back 35 years ago now, but it was the best catechesis in that parish for all of us on baptism. And even when I still go back there, it's not so often these days, I can still feel the effects of the catechesis on the importance of baptism. The thing that was going to happen was people wouldn't want to get married there because there'd be so much in the foyer of the church. It was only a small foyer, not like your foyer. It'd stop people having funerals there. Kids would drown in the font. It was an immersion baptistry. And yours is not, but it could be. Anyway, the long and the short of it is huge impact. But since then, I've also come to realise, every baptism I've been at, the specialty of it. And when that chrism's placed on the young person or the adult, whoever it might be, and those words by the priest, by the deacon or by the bishop, you are a priest, you're a prophet, you're a king, you are a disciple of Jesus. And then when you're given the light of Christ, the light of the risen Christ, and given that gift of eternity, it all starts to make sense. But it's that relationship with Jesus, that intimate, that servant relationship with Jesus. And you people, this day, are becoming fully fledged disciples of Jesus through the sacrament of confirmation. And I pray that you young people already have grasped what it's all about, because I'm sort of convinced as I move around, I go to many places, I think a lot of Christians, they got a call to discipleship, but Jesus is not part of it. And it doesn't add up. It only adds up when Jesus is intimately bound up in it all, the service to Jesus. Because I know plenty of good people out there, and you know them as well, who don't regard themselves as Christians, but they're bloody good people, and they do very good things in the community. Wow. And so for us as Christians, as Catholics, it's that intimate friendship with Jesus, the Son of God, the Son of Man. And it's nurturing that relationship and coming through that. And that's what it's highlighted, particularly in that second reading there today. And then, of course, the gospel proclaims through Luke, how we're called then to go out to bring others, and that real call to service, wash the feet of our brothers and sisters as well. But it's the relationship part of it, which is with Jesus, which is so, so important. So that's why I encouraged you. When I saw some of you young people on that retreat that day over there at De La Salle, I think I mentioned about getting that little bit of time each day to spend in prayer, to be with the Lord. That only makes sense then. And then the other very important thing is having a grasp of the scriptures, and also the Eucharistic coming along to the community to break bread with each other as brothers and sisters around the Eucharistic table in the Mass, and encountering Jesus, we believe, is truly present in that bread. And that's all the spiritual part. It's fairly basic, really. It's not rocket science. And then, of course, the other thing is living it out in our lives as well. That's living it out in our lives. And I was only thinking the other night, I was told them at the earliest celebration, I had the wonderful privilege of being down there in the St Mary's Cathedral forecourt last Tuesday night, and they had a service for all the street people, the homeless people of this city who had died in the streets around the city over the last 12 months. There's a lot of names read out. There must have been around about 60 or 70 names. There would have been a lot more we wouldn't even, that they wouldn't have known about, but they prayed for all those people. And I was only thinking, since I'm a little bit older than you people, not much older, when I was in year 8 over here at De La Salle, I started going down to Matthew Talbot in Woolloomooloo, the hostel for homeless people. And I think over all the years, right up to this point, how homeless people have been very much part of my life, and street people. But the thing that really I'm sure of is that over all those years, I have no doubt about some of those street people and homeless people I've met have so often been Jesus in disguise coming to me. I'm sure of it. And when I got home the other night on Tuesday night, I thought, wow, I could really feel that amongst that community gathered to pray for those street people. I come out, there was something there. There was something there in a very special way. And I'm sure it had to be the Lord himself that was there. I'm sure amongst those people there, there was quite a mixed community of people of all different men and women, young and old. I could really feel it. And I thought to myself, you know, how important it is for us to be able to feel that. And I think that's how the Lord works and comes to us as well, nurturing that, our spiritual lives. Our spiritual lives are so important. I've told them to, there's a lady twice in the last week who she did a Baroneer. She's come to me twice, Corpus Christi last Sunday at the procession at the cathedral, and again on Tuesday night. She went all the way back in just to give me a little bit of advice on my spiritual life. She's a very holy woman. And Deacon Michael knows her. And I thought to myself, wow, how it all works. And that's why I'm encouraging you young people this day, if you've grasped nothing else, grasp that deep friendship you have with Jesus. And there's no pecking order. We're all equally loved. We're all embraced. We're all given the gifts of the Spirit and the fruits of the Spirit. But it's just having that nurturing and growing that friendship throughout our lives, trying to do that. And I know you're already doing that already, but keep building on that and those foundations. And I'd like to thank your parents, the parents here this day, who are giving you that opportunity. Otherwise you wouldn't be here this day. And often other members in the family as well, and other people in the community also who are part of your faith journey as well. But that's enough of that now.